Welcome to the possibilities where anything is possible, and today we have Death Stranding. Now, when I saw this, I was trying to see what was up with these 5 people floating in the sky after the explosion in the trailer. I don't know what they are, but before going into all this, into all the trailers, these take people and try to eat them, but they go so far as to kill themselves to not be taken by these monsters. And yet at the start, one of them get eaten and this explosion that we were talking before happens. And then everything changes. And I'm going to try and explain who these 5 are and if they are important. When I went into this, I didn't think there was so much information I could get on a game that isn't even out yet. And I think I went a little bit far with it. What I did first was thinking all in the title and the intro trailer. So the first thing I did is take each word with that string of blackness off them, the Death Stranded, saw eat Stan. But then there was the ing. Then I thought eating Stan? So I was stuck. What does this go into? So many ways of putting it. Eating, standing, eat, stand. I went through so many words and found sanity. It's not using all the letters, but I feel like this does go with what's happening with this game. And the last 3 letters are DNG, or a way some people say danger. This is what made me think this works. Talking about new life, the word sanitate, and the letters DNG. Let's say danger instead of just DNG, because I know some people do it, but then it makes a whole lot of sense. They're trying to completely destroy life and create a new one. Let's move on before I look for another 3 hours on what these words could mean. And I say could because even though I think sanitate and danger, DNG, it kind of goes with it. It's just a theory. But anyway, let's move on. After the explosion, we come to a close with these 5 people floating. I've already said it, I know, but there is a good point to remember that this explosion only happens after he eats the still alive person and doesn't kill the guy with the baby. I think that the reason the baby is important is because it's the best thing to come to humanity, being one that can stop this new creation with another explosion. From the quote,
"Once there was an explosion, a bang which gave rise to life as we know it. And then came the next explosion. An explosion that will be our last."
we know he means the one that is called the Big Bang, the one that created our universe. The next explosion already happened, and now they are dying. Plant life, dead. Sea life, dead. Humanity, almost dead. So what are these things floating above that are trying to kill humanity? Well, the big reveal that you have all been waiting for is... Wait a second. This is what got me. Well, I took another minute from looking and saw this video, Death Stranding gameplay and lore explained. I was so convinced that it couldn't be, but then when he explained that the explosion kills you in this game, but the death doesn't stop you from progressing in the game, instead it continues from what happened, and that's why the creator is there, or at least that's what these people said. Also talking about timefall, where it's rain, but rainfall from another world that makes time go a lot faster. And that's why at the start you see a man aging rapidly and the flowers growing so fast. Obviously the main character isn't affected. This is because he's special. So this makes me rethink almost everything that I've been looking at for the past 3 days. First thing being the kaiju, they aren't from this world. Also, the ending I was going to share with you is now not a thing after hearing about all these new things. Originally what I was going to say is the world itself was going to kill humanity for ruining the Earth's resources, but now they are not from this world, and I am dumb for not noticing. Alright, let's start over. We know these two worlds look like they're colliding with each other for some reason we don't know yet. This makes the kaiju invisible to us, and also when caught seems to be a fate worse than death itself. That's why at the start we see the man trying to kill himself and kill his co-worker slash friend. The one bit in all of this is that the baby is everything, something untouched by these beings, by this world, by everything. So every time we see it, it's always being protected, and this thing is trying to kill it or just get it, and again for some odd reason we don't know yet. These kaiju can take control of humans. We see here it makes them work for them. The army has fallen, and what looks like most of humanity has fallen. What is left is the main character and the baby. So after going through most of what I thought was wrong, well, most of it wasn't, just the ending was. So the 5 floating beings is a hive mind controlling all of these people until they're beyond dead, as we can see by one of these soldiers having just a skull. No face, just a skull. They are looking for this baby to somewhat seems to end the world somehow, and it's all going to be about this baby. But hey, that's just a possibility that have many to come. God damn, that was a lot of work this time, and non-stop, then getting taken back away from it all for a video I hadn't seen yet. And it took me a full 8 hours just to get back to my point of being these 5 floating things being a hive mind for all this black stuff that comes from the kaiju.